You talked about growing up here and talk about just from the standpoint of just a young Black man in the community. What are they supposed to do in the summer? This administration has cut summer jobs. They've cut Job Corps. They're cutting out Black unemployment. Black unemployment is growing and skyrocketing. The kind of jobs that a young Black man might be able to get in the summer, they're saying, we don't even want you there. What are people supposed to do? And doesn't joblessness, boredom, and being broke, doesn't that increase crime?
Absolutely. I think that folks have to understand the connection to all of these things, right? For us, when people ask me, what is the cost, we have to be reminded that things that are happening today, decisions that impact that happen before. I'm sitting to you, talking to you in the birthplace of racial redlining. It was passed first in the office that signed first in the office that I sit in each and every day, that I swore in a young man to be a part of my youth commission today, just today. When you think about that in Baltimore, when you think about the failed highway that they destroyed a middle class Black neighborhood in West Baltimore to connect Interstate 70 to I-95, that I don't have to tell you as a Marylander, do not connect today, right? That they did not build the highway and destroyed that neighborhood. When you think about the deindustrialization, when General Motors and the steel, all of those things that left, and what backfilled that was drugs just came flowing into the neighborhoods, and we know they didn't walk in here. That's another discussion for another day and time. And when you have all of that and you have the purposeful disinvestment into education, into those neighborhoods, you get what we saw for a long time. And that's why we have to balance that out. That's part of why this year we had 8,500 youth jobs, summer jobs for our young people here in Baltimore. That's why we've been focused on building a more equitable Baltimore. That's why one of my biggest things right now to do outside of violence is to continue to lower the vacant housing in Baltimore, because we know how much of an impact that has had on the city. We have to make sure that we're focusing on all that, helping small businesses grow. I am proud that in my first term, we saw our lowest unemployment ever in the city of Baltimore, despite still coming out of a pandemic. And we have to be very mindful of what's happening now for many different reasons, because when folks' lifelines are being cut from underneath for them and people are hungry, they will go to everyone's going to go to at lengths that need to provide for their families, which is why we need to be providing things like Job Corps, more education, not less of that, not just here in Baltimore, but around the country, to lift up those folks. And I, in particular, hope that some of the president's supporter in the rural South and Midwest hear that, because this is going to impact them just as greatly, if not much more.